All right, fifth graders. This time we are still evaluating expressions, but this time they're going to have variables in them. For example, I might have the expression m plus 8, and then I might tell you if m equals 4. Okay? Now, m could equal a number of things, but if m equals 4, I can take this 4 and put it in where m is. Then I'll say, okay, I'm going to rewrite the same expression just with my number instead of my variable. 4 plus 8 is 12. So 12 is my answer this time. Now remember, I know some of you might be thinking, but you said it had to stay as an expression. Well, if they tell me what the variable equals, then I can get a number as my answer. Okay? Now they could have said, when m equals 9. Well, in that case, I would put 9 in there. 9 plus 8, so 17 would be my answer. So depending on what they tell us the variable is, we substitute a different number into the expression. Substitute means like taking the place of, like a substitute teacher takes the place of the actual teacher. Well, in this case, this number is going to substitute in for the letter, for the variable. More like in soccer, you substitute in a player, or football, or another sport. Say we had the expression x minus 5 when x equals 12. Right? I'm going to take this, I'm going to put it in where x is, I'm going to substitute it for x, I'm going to rewrite it, and then I'll get my answer. 12 minus 5 is 7. So our steps that you should write in your notebook: first we substitute, then we rewrite, then we use order of operations to evaluate. Now, because those ones are really short, but sometimes it's longer, and we have to think about what we do first. If you need to, stop, write down those steps in your notebook. All right. So say I had an expression like 5x plus 12. Now remember, 5x, when the number and the variable are squished together like that, what operation does it mean again? Means times. So this means 5 times x plus 12. Now, evaluate if x equals 4. Well, I'm going to substitute this in here, but I'm not just going to write 54. I need to write 5 times 4. Remember, I can use that dot to mean times. 5 times 4 plus 12. Well, now I can use my order of operations. I don't have any parentheses, but I can start with multiplying. 5 times 4 is 20. Now I can add, so I get 32 as my answer. Another example. If I had x over 10 plus 2, I'm going to evaluate when x equals 30. Well, first I need to substitute this in where x is. I'm going to rewrite it, but instead of x, I'll write 30. Okay, now I can evaluate it. Don't have any parentheses. I do have dividing. Remember, that means dividing. 30 divided by 10 is 3. 3 plus 2. So then 5 is my answer. Okay, let me do just a few more examples. Hopefully you're getting the hang of it, and if not, I am more than happy to help. Say we get 20 minus 2x. Let's evaluate it when x equals 3. Okay, well, I need to substitute this in where x is. It's going to take its place. So 20 minus, and remember it's not 23. What does this mean? Times 2 times 3. If you want to write that x, you can. Remember, this x means the variable x. Sometimes they'll use x on your worksheet. I think sometimes they use other letters. So 2 times 3. So now we need to think about our order of operations. Well, don't have any parentheses. I do have multiplying or dividing, so that's what I need to do first. So I'm going to 20 minus 2 times 3 is 6. Now I can add or subtract. In this case, I will subtract, and I will get 14 as my answer. So, this is your worksheet, so notice there's some simple ones. Then there's some ones that get a little more complicated and ones that get a little more complicated yet. Let me do one that's like one of these more complicated ones at the bottom. But just remember the fraction bar means dividing, and you should be okay. And notice it tells you that for these two, m equals 4, these 4, k equals 8, these ones, y equals 6. But let me do another example that's a little more complicated. So say I had 6x over 5 plus 12. All right, so when x equals 5, I'm going to substitute it in where x is. So 6 times 5 over 5, all plus 12. I'll do what's on the top first. So that's, consider that like a group. So 6 times 5 is 30 over 5 plus 12. 30 plus 5 is 6. 6 plus 12 is 18. Remember, this is divide. 30 divided by 5 equals 6. Sometimes if you get something like y plus 1 over 2, then when y, I'm evaluating when y equals 4, or sorry, that's a bad example, when y equals 7, well, I can substitute it in. I get 7 plus 1 divided by 2, and I consider this to sort of be in parentheses, so I do the top first. So I get 8 divided by 2, so then that equals 4. All right, thanks for hanging in there with me. The code word today, the secret word, is delightful. Delightful. Okay, and that's the last one because the next one is a should do. I still want you to give the next assignment a try, but I won't put a code word in there since it is not required. All right, good luck, and let me know if you have any questions.